Hey y'all, it's your girl Simone and welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today is another story time. So before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, give your girl a thumbs up, comment down below, and don't forget to follow me on all my social medias, Instagram at Vivalayoshii, TikTok and Twitter at LifeWithSymone, and follow my business page at Shari as well. I'm gonna put everything in the description box below. So yes, y'all, I know I have not been posting in a while, y'all, and the stuff that I was posting was already pre-recorded, so it was like, yeah. But your girl mama got a life too, y'all. But no, but yeah, it doesn't matter. But anyway, I'm here. So today I'm gonna tell y'all story time, y'all. A lot of people been asking me about this story because y'all know if you watch my vlogs or sometimes in my stories I mention somebody. I always mention a person named Florida that I call Florida. That's the name we're gonna keep this person. So yeah, that's the name we're gonna keep them. But yeah, this is story time about how we met. So let me go, y'all. My bad. I'm downloading something, so I gotta keep doing that. But anyway, this is story time of how we met. So y'all, this story took place back a long time ago, okay? So it's just crazy because I'm the type of person, are y'all the type of people who feel like stuff happened on faith? Like, I really feel like stuff happened on faith, and I be like, oh my God, like everything is connected and everything happened for a reason. Like, I'm that person. I don't know why, but I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because even like with this story, it was just so much stuff where I felt like it was like connected. Anyway, so one day my homegirl wanted to go to Vegas for her birthday because it was her birthday, and I wasn't gonna go at first because I couldn't get the time off from work. Like, I didn't have enough sick days and all that other stuff. So I ended up going out because I was going through something like a breakup and stuff, and I was on like a verge, like staying to myself. I didn't really want to deal with nobody, like no guys. I didn't want to talk to nobody. So yeah, I was just going out with my friends and stuff. So I ended up going out with my one homegirl, y'all. We had a whole weekend. It was like on Friday it was like a lot of us, Saturday it was some of us, and then Sunday it was just me and her. So for the whole weekend I was with one girl, but everybody was out the whatever. So we going out that whole weekend, y'all. The whole weekend me and her went out. I promise y'all that Monday I was feeling weak and sick. So I'm like, I know it's not the alcohol because I know how it feels, the difference from feeling like, damn, I drank too much alcohol, I feel kind of sick. Let me scoot up so they don't think, like, because I do got a shirt on. So, I know the difference in the feeling. So I'm thinking like, dang, like, no, I'm sick. But the way I was feeling sick, it was a feeling like I've never felt before. Like, I was like, oh, hell no, what the fuck is going on? So, y'all, I ended up going to the doctor and seeing what was on with me, and I was sick. I was sick. And I was so like, no, because I was like, anyway, I'm just not too much details. But anyway, so I was sick. She got me sick, long story short. So I'm hitting her up, and I'm like, girl, you was sick? And she was just like, oh, well, I did have a little scratchy throat. Mind you, on that Friday when we went out, me and her, she had a cup, and she was like, taste some, because she already had a drink when I had picked her up from her house. So she already had a drink. So I was drinking. She was like, you could drink off it. You good, girl? Like, you good? I don't be doing that. And the whole time she knew she had a sore throat. So it irritated me because it's like, girl, you was sick, and you knew you was sick, and you still went out, and you had me drinking off you and all that. So anyway, I hit her up, and she was like, oh, you know what? Yeah. And then I told her I was sick, and then she was like, oh, okay. So I told her, like, not to go around people and stuff like that because, whatever. So she was just like, oh, girl, nah, I'm good. I'm not worried about that. Yeah. Anyway, so that happened. So I ended up getting time off of work because of that, right? So when I was sick at home resting, that's when I got reminded. One of my other friends, she told me, like, girl, was you going to go to Vegas for such and such birthday? Mind y'all, at this time, it has been a long time since I have been sick. Like, I was already better and feeling way better. Kind of. It was like on and off, y'all. Like, it was on and off. Like, I was feeling a whole lot better, and like, when I was going, like, went to talk to the doctor and stuff, they said I was good. So I wasn't really sick anymore. Like, my cold was gone. So I ended up telling them, like, you know what, fuck it, I don't gotta go to work, I'm gonna leave with y'all on Thursday. So I ended up going to Vegas, y'all. I went to Vegas. I'm in Vegas, and y'all, oh my God, I don't have no pictures up from that day because when I went, like I said, I just felt like a mess. I think back on it, when I look at some of the pictures, I did look cute or whatever, but I felt like I didn't put too much time in my hair and stuff and everything because I just didn't have the energy. But anyway, so I went to Vegas, whatever, and we was in Vegas, right? We drinking, we having fun. So we walking around, y'all. Mind y'all, like I said, I wouldn't have even been out here. We walking around and we taking pictures and stuff. So I took a picture and I put, you can see Vegas. We on the strip. I took a picture and you could see like the background and stuff. And I put on the location, I put Las Vegas. I posted it on Instagram. No, this picture is not up no more, y'all. It's not up. I took it down because I hated the picture. I don't even know why I posted. I think I just wanted people to know I was in Vegas. So anyway, I had posted the picture or whatever. And at this point, we got more drinks, we walking and all that stuff. So we ended up walking to the Aria or whatever. I think it was the Aria. I'm not sure. Or the Cosmo, one of them. We was inside of there. So when we was inside of there, we walking, we making videos, and we was about to go inside this bar or whatever. So while I'm on Instagram, I'm like, I forgot what I was doing. I was on Instagram. I just seen a DM popped across, like go across my screen, because I don't got notifications. So I wouldn't have seen it if I wasn't on Instagram. So damn, it was like, damn, that's crazy. I'm right there. You look really good. And it was like, can I take you? And he was like, can I take you out for drinks or something like that? And I was like, I don't have the exact DM because, y'all, it was like one point I was like in my feelings. I deleted the whole thread. And yeah, so I don't have the original ones no more. But anyway, it was a message like that. And I was like, what the fuck, y'all? It caught me off guard because, mind y'all, I'm drunk. So I went to my DM and I opened it. And I seen, it wasn't word from word what I said, but he did say something like, I'm right there, or I see you. I think he said, I see you. And I'm so drunk, I'm not thinking of that. He's talking about my photo I just posted. My dumb self thinking he talking about he sees me right now. So, y'all, we walking. They all loud, making videos like, hey. And I was in the background of the videos, you know, turned up too. But when I seen that, I stopped. Like, I literally stopped and didn't say shit. Everybody's walking in front of me. I stopped. And I just started looking around. I'm like, I was holding my phone. Look, I'm like this. And I'm just looking around, looking so clueless. So one of my homegirls, she like, girl, what is wrong with you? And I was looking, I'm like, hold on. And I'm looking in the crowd. And I'm like trying to look. I'm like, wait. But you know, y'all want to know how dumb I am, how drunk and dumb I was. Why I never even went to this boy page. So I didn't even know what he looked like while I'm over here looking around. But I'm thinking like maybe I'll see somebody smiling at me or something. So then she was like, girl, come on. I'm like, somebody just said they seen me. So she like, somebody said they seen you. And I'm like, yeah, somebody said he seen me right now. I look cute. And she's like, girl, what the fuck? That's weird. Like, he's in here. She was like, did he just send that or did he see us like on the strip? So I'm like, oh, you know what? He probably seen me on the strip. So I went to the message and I'm like, you see me, LOL. Like, where are you? You right here? Like, I'm like, you right here? Something like that. And I ended up going to his page. So I'm going through his page and I'm looking. Mind you, I follow him. I'm looking. I'm like, I don't remember following this boy. Like, I don't remember following him. But I'm going through his pictures and I seen it was like a picture from like Christmas with him and his son. And I had liked the picture. So I'm like, damn, I liked this picture back, you know, Christmas time. But I don't remember. Like, I really did not remember following him. But I was looking and I'm like, okay, he was cute. And I'm like, and he looked just, I don't know. And it's crazy because I had told him that too. I like back then, like when we had met and kind of got closer, I was telling him like, it was something about your eyes that was like bringing me into you. Like, I wanted to explore. And not talking about sexually or anything like that, but I'm talking about like, it was something like just looking at his eyes, it just made me want to, I felt like he got a story and I just want to be a part of it. It was something weird. It was so weird. When I tell y'all, it was weird. Because when I was showing my friends that like his picture, I ain't even gonna lie. They was like, girl, he's cute, but he look crazy. Like, he look crazy. And I'm like, I know, but it's something in his eyes that's pulling me, y'all. I don't know. It was weird. So anyway, I'm looking and I'm like, whatever. So he responds to me and he was all like, right where, LOL. And I'm like, you said you see me. So he was like, yeah, I see your picture you just posted and I'm in Vegas too. Like, I was literally just across the street from right there. So I'm like, oh, like, you know, my dumb self. So I'm like, oh, so he's like, yeah, he was like, can I take you out like to get drinks or get some food or something? He said, like, can I take you out? He asked me like who I was out here with. So I'm like, I want my homegirls or whatever. So then I was like, okay, we about to go to a bar and I'm gonna hit you. Y'all, I didn't ever have intentions on hitting him because I was like, nah, I'm not about to hit him up. So he's like, all right, just hit me up or whatever. So I think he ended up asking me too when we was talking back and forth. No, I didn't hit him up. No, he was like, okay, hit me. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna hit you. And I didn't hit him up, y'all. I ended up going to his page, right? And I went to his page. He had posted a picture like he was in Vegas. And the shirt he had on, I ended up going back to my photo. Because remember, he told me he seen me. He was just across the street. So I went back to my photo, y'all. Why I trip? I'm drunk tripping. I zoomed in on a picture. Why was somebody in my background of my photo that had the same exact shirt that he had on? But it wasn't him though. So at first I was tripping like, what the fuck? Like, this is weird. I'm thinking like, this is weird because I'm like, what the fuck? But then I zoomed in. I'm like, oh, that's not him. But I swear, y'all, I sent to my sister all that. I'm like when we had started getting closer or whatever. And I was showing her like, look at this picture. Like, look at this picture. You have the same shirt on. This boy in the background had the same damn shirt on. But anyway, so that happens. It was like the next day we was out there and he was hitting me up. Like, he'll hit me up he just hit me up, like, not on no thirsty stuff. Like, he just hit me up and was just like, good morning or stuff like that. I was like, good morning back. But I guess he kind of seen I wasn't really replying like that, so he wasn't really hitting me no more. But in that missed one of those days, because in Vegas I didn't ever meet up with him, he had hit me up, he had asked me like where I was from, and I told him I was from LA. And I assumed, I don't know, because I seen his pictures and stuff, I'm like, he doesn't look like he's from LA or whatever. So I'm like, maybe he's from Vegas. Shit, I don't know where he from. Like, he don't look, I don't know, like, we had a little bit of mutual friends, but not too many. It wasn't like that. So I'm like, I don't know, he probably from out here or something, or he could be from somewhere else. But I don't know why I just thought he was from Vegas. I really don't know why I thought that. So anyway, I ended up going home, and I think it was like the last day, like when I was leaving, and he just asked me like, how was my trip? And I was like, it was fun, it was nice. And he was like, mine was too. And it was cool. I was like replying and stuff, because like I told you at that time, I was going through a lot, like not a lot, I was just going through a breakup. And I really, well, not going through a breakup, but I was like, I didn't want to deal with nobody. I was like, you know what, I want to just be with myself and love me. So I wasn't really talking to nobody for a long time. So I was like, I kind of liked that he was keeping it cool. Like, he wasn't pressing me like, oh, why you didn't let me see you, why you didn't do that. I was like, okay, he kind of cool, so we could kind of like, you know, go back and forth in text. So y'all, and like I said, I thought he lived in Vegas, so I just thought like, you know, because I really wasn't trying to like get close to anybody. So I ended up going home, and when I was home, y'all, I viewed this boy's story, and he was driving downtown LA. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why is he out here? But y'all, I never asked him where he was from. I don't know why I didn't ask that. So I'm like, what the fuck? Why he out here? So I ended up replying to his story, and I'm like, why you downtown? And he was all like, I live in California. And I was like, oh, I'm like, you don't look like you from here. So I didn't know, like, I didn't know you was from here. So he like, no, I'm not. I just moved here. I think he said a year ago at this point. He was like, I just moved here like a year ago. I've been out here for like a year and a half or something like that. He was like, but I'm from where he's from. So I was like, oh, okay, so you're not from here. So he like, nah. So I'm like, okay, so we just talking back and forth, having a little small talk. So I'm like, do you have an accent? So he like, I don't know, I'm gonna call you. And he's like, I don't know, let me call you and you tell me. Like, he was, or something like that. So I was like, all right. So I gave him my number. Y'all, why at this point I was in the kitchen washing dishes, looking a mess. Like, looking a mess. You know when you washing dishes, you be sweating and shit. I'm looking a mess, looking crazy. I done just took my weave out, so I just got braids, and I look a mess. Y'all, he started FaceTiming me. I'm like, oh, hell no. So I didn't answer the phone, because I'm like, what the fuck? I ain't gonna answer this FaceTime. Like, hell no. So I didn't answer, and I just didn't say nothing. Like, till an hour later, and I was like, my bad, I was like babysitting or something. I lied or some shit. So he was just like, it's cool or whatever. Like, that was it. Because I'm thinking he was gonna call me, but he tried to FaceTime me. So after that, you know, it was just like dry conversation. He wasn't like too much on me. I wasn't on him or whatever, because like I said, I wasn't trying to talk to nobody. But I don't know, it was something about him. I'm not gonna lie, low-key was being thirsty. So he ended up posting, like, because he told me where he lived. He didn't live like in LA, but he lived in California, like not too far from LA, but like in a different city. So I seen when he was out here again, y'all, my thirsty tail self, I seen he posted he was out here. He was at like a food truck or something like that in Long Beach. So why I get dressed, I ain't even saying to him. I get dressed, and I don't even know what this boy got going on. I get dressed, and I hit up my sister, and I was like, girl, what you doing today? So she's like, nothing. I'm like, you wanna go to the mall with me? So she like, all right, cool, I'm gonna get dressed. I ain't really gotta do much, because she was already up and stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'm about to come pick you up. So I ended up hitting him up like, what you doing? And he was like, nothing, just getting me some food, blah blah blah, like all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'm just out and about with my sister. We at the mall, but we just trying to find something to get into, because we not just trying to be in the house chilling. Y'all, mind you, I didn't tell my sister none of this. So he like, oh, okay, like I'm with the homie or whatever. He was like, maybe we could go somewhere like chill, or like go somewhere that I could finally take you to get those drinks or something like that. He was like, yeah, I'm with the homie, so she, you know, yes, it's cool, like she come too. So I was like, all right. But mind y'all, I don't know why. Oh no, that was the plan. So I'm just like, okay, cool. So I'm like, we at the mall right now. So we was at the mall, we in the mall, we just walking around. Mind y'all, at this point when he said he went to Link, I ain't even really had no reason to be at the mall, so I didn't even really care to be there. But we just walking around. So then I'm talking to my sister, and finally I was like, girl, like, I don't want to go home, like, let's do something else. So she like, what do you want to do? Like, the fuck? So I'm like, I don't know, like, let's go somewhere. She like, where do you want to go? So finally I told her, I'm like, girl, I think we should link with this boy I met. So she like, what? Because mind you, like I said, I was not dealing with nobody. So she like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, like, he's cool. She like, where did you meet him? So I'm lying. I'm like, I didn't want to say I met him on Instagram, which I don't know why it really wouldn't matter. But I'm like, but technically we did meet in Vegas, technically, because yeah. So we ended up, so I'm like, I met him when I was in Vegas or whatever. So mind you, I was in Vegas probably like 2 weeks ago at this point. So she like, oh, okay, like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I want to link with him. Because mind y'all, I didn't want to link with him alone, because one, he was not even from out here, so it's not like we would know mutual people. And in my mind, the most craziest stuff goes on, and I'm gonna tell y'all as we go longer into the story. But like the crazy stuff goes on in my mind, and I might, I don't know, sometimes I be feeling like, okay, whatever, but sometimes I'd be like, nah, I want to go with somebody else. Because I'm like, you know, versus you link with somebody that's from out here, everybody pretty much know each other. So it's like, if the person kidnaps me or something like that, or like steal my phone, it's like I could find a way back to you versus somebody that's like not from here at all. No telling if you know anybody, like, you know. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go with my sister. And I know y'all probably like, damn, they could kidnap you and your sister too. But it's like, at least we'll be a team, you know, like we could fight together to get out of this situation. But anyway, so I told her, she's like, all right, but she had a dress on. So she was like, dang, I don't want to go with this dress on. And we was nowhere near her house. So I was like, we could go to the Slauson because we was at the Fox Hills Mall. So I'm like, we go to the Slauson. I'm like, I'm so thirsty, y'all. I'm like, I'll buy you some leggings or a little outfit or something like that so you could put on. I was just thirsty because to go back to her house, it really was the opposite direction. Because where we was going to meet at, we was going to meet downtown or somewhere close by because it was like a bar or somewhere like that. So he was like, oh, like we was going to go over there. So it was really the opposite direction to take her back home. So I'm like, we could go to the Slauson, it's just right up the street. So we went to the Slauson, y'all. At this point, I don't know, I'm still so weird and thirsty. So he texted me like, oh, I'm about to go that way in a little bit. And I'm like, all right, me too. Like, I'll meet you there. Mind you, I'm at the Slauson, so I'm like, I'm not that far. I ended up texting him, and I'm like, you still didn't tell me if you had an accent or not. I'm thirsty. So he was all like, oh, let me, he was like, okay, let me show you. So he ended up FaceTiming me, y'all. This time, I'm ready to FaceTime. Because like I said, when I seen he was out here, my thirsty self went and got ready and got cute. And it's crazy because when he see me, he was like, it don't look like y'all was just running around. But anyway, so he FaceTimed me and he talking and he got that accent. I'm like, oh, y'all, I'm over here, I'm on FaceTime my sister like, let me see, who is that? So I'm like, girl, and I'm over here turning the camera and she like, okay, yeah, we finna meet up with y'all, like we just talking or whatever. So we ended up going to where he was coming from somewhere further, and I don't know how the hell he still beat us there. And y'all, the freeway was doing some weird shit. We ended up getting off anyway. That doesn't matter. So we ended up pulling up, and we pulled up. When we pulled up, I found a parking spot or whatever. So we was like in front of this food place he had me meet him at, which is crazy as hell because the food place, it was just, I don't know. Like I said, my mind, I'll tell y'all. But anyway, he had us meet us at this food place, like across the street from it. But it was in like real lit area downtown, which I've been downtown, like bars and stuff like that before, so it's like I already know how downtown is. Like I live out here, duh. So anyway, we sitting in the car and she like, what type of car you got? So I'm like, I don't know. But then I was like, wait, I do know, because y'all, I'm not even gonna lie, he didn't have a picture of his car on his Instagram, but he did have a video of him driving, like when he was driving downtown, and he flipped it. Like, he had it on him first, and then he flipped it to show downtown. So I seen the steering wheel. I'm not gonna say what type of car this man had, but anyway, so I seen the car. So I'm like, yeah, that's the type of car he got. Remind y'all, I'm not supposed to, I don't know, like, I'm just on some investigator shit, so that's how I knew. So we sit in the car and I see him drive by. I'm like, oh, there he just drove by right there. So she's like, how you know that's him? I'm like, girl, don't worry about it. So he drove by and he ended up like parking, but like putting his hazards on, and was just like, I guess waiting for a park spot. But he never hit me up to tell me that he was here or not. And mind y'all, the windows was tinted the fuck up, so I don't even know why I just automatically thought like that was him. But he did say he was on the way, but he never hit me up and said he was there. So we sit in the car, my sister like, let's go over there. So I'm like, all right, let's get out the car. So we got the car, and why we just walk up to this man's car? So he looked and he was like, dang, how you knew it was me? So I'm like, I don't know. I just seen you when you drove by. Mind y'all, lying like fuck because his tent was dark as hell. So I'm like, I just seen you when you drove by. He was like, dang, you could see up in here? And I'm like, yeah. So y'all, so I was like, yeah, just park. He was all like, all right, y'all want to go in one of these places? Like, I'm waiting. His homeboy was in the car with him. He was like, I'm waiting for him to pull up or whatever. He's like, y'all want to go in like one of these places or whatever while we wait for him? So I'm like, no, we could just wait for him. Like, just park, you know, we could just chill right here in the car and stuff. It's like busy and stuff right there. I'm like, until we wait for him. So he like, all right, I'm gonna go park. So I'm like, let's get in the car. I'm like, let's get in the car. And my sister like, let's get in the car. I'm like, girl, yeah, let's get in the car. So we hop in the car with him or whatever. And she like, you better not drive crazy because I don't play that. I don't like that. I'm like, yeah, I don't like when people drive crazy. So he like, I'm not. So he started driving fast as fuck. And I'm just like, boy, like, we literally just told you. So we ended up parking, like illegally parking, and we was behind this taco truck, and he was like, he want to get some tacos or whatever. No, some Malitas. Y'all, anyway, so yeah, so he ended up getting out the car because he was like, he about to get something from the truck. Because I'm like, we might as well wait for his friend to come before we go somewhere else, because the little places on the street we was at was cool, but we wanted to go somewhere better music. I'm like, I know this other spot we go to with like better music and stuff. But then I ain't even gonna lie, for some reason I didn't even want to go into no place, because it's like, it's our first time, like, really, well, first time hanging out. I felt like like, I don't know, like the vibe just chilling in the car just felt cool, even when we was sitting there talking. And I'm like, I want to kind of like talk, kind of get to know this person. I don't want to just go into the club because it's like now we're gonna be shouting over each other and stuff like that. And it was like, I'm not gonna invite you to my house. You know, we're not gonna go to my sister house. Like, we don't know each other like that to be like, oh, let's go to each other's houses and stuff like that. Which I was like, yeah, don't invite. I don't like when people invite me to their house and they don't know me like that. So I was kind of cool. Like, I wasn't, well, he didn't even live in that city, so it didn't even matter. But anyway, so he got out the car or whatever. So me and her talking, and she like, girl, what the fuck? Like, how do you, like, she asked me more questions. I'm like, girl, like, I met him in Vegas, damn. Like, you know, so we talking or whatever, we laughing. And he asked us if we wanted to drink. Because when he came back, like, he was like, y'all want to try or whatever? So he letting us try the food. My sister eating all his damn fucking Melita. And I'm just like, girl. But anyway, so we talking, and I was like, let's just chill like this. Like, I don't have an issue. Like, we ain't tripping. If you want to just chill like this, we ain't got to go nowhere. I'm like, and plus it was early in the day. So it's like going into somewhere, like, we could kill time and just chill. And plus it's a lot of foot traffic downtown. It was a lot going on, so it was like cool. So he like, all right, cool or whatever. So he like, let's get a bottle. He like, what y'all want to drink? Like, I don't know, I drink anything but Hennessy. Like, I don't like Hennessy, but my sister's like, she want to drink Hennessy, and since she came with me, I'm like, I guess I'm gonna drink what she want to drink. So he all right, let's go to the liquor store. So we ended up going to the liquor store or whatever, and we got out the car. He was like, his homeboy ended up calling him, and he was doing so, I think he started rolling up or something like that. So he was like, I'm gonna be up in there, y'all could like, you know, get whatever y'all want to get or whatever. I'm gonna be up in there like in a minute. So we like, all right. So we end up going up in there, and we grab a bottle, we grab chasers and all type of stuff. So he's still in the car, we talking or whatever. So we get up to the counter to start paying. So just so happened we about to pay for the bottle and stuff. He walk in and he like, what are y'all doing? And I'm like, we get in the bottle and getting the chasers. I'm like, did you want a chaser or something? Like, we didn't even ask you. So he like, yeah, but y'all not paying for it. Like, I got y'all. Like, no, it's cool. Shit. So we end up getting like everything was getting. He paid for it and then we left. So we end up going right back to where it was at, y'all. So since my car was right there, so it makes sense. But it was like by a parking lot. So anyway, my mind was thinking crazy. We start taking shots. We taking shots, we drinking. That alcohol kicked in like this. Like I say, I don't know. I'm not a shot. Well, I'm a shot person. I'll take a shot, but them they gonna come through like I'm gonna get drunk fast as hell. So I was really feeling it. I ain't even gonna lie. Like I was feeling it, and so was my sister. She getting drunk. She get drunk. She get aggressive. Gets on my fucking nerves. If you're watching this, bitch, you annoy me when you're drunk. She knows it. Like, girl, she gets on my nerves. She over here aggressive. She laughing, pulling him. She just kept pulling him. So I'm like, girl, because she's sitting in the backseat, me and him sitting in the front. So, oh yeah, mind y'all, his friend ended up coming, but his friend would come and go. I ain't never seen this man again a day in my life, but he would come and he would go. Like, he would be in and out the car. He was on the phone a lot. He didn't even live out here at all. He was just out here. I think he was about to catch a flight back home or whatever. So she pulling on him. I'm like, girl. She like, girl, it's nothing. She just hitting him. And she like, go get us some more of them Melitas. So he getting out the car. Why would he get out the car, y'all? I'm telling my sister, I said, girl, what if he's getting us drunk to kidnap us? Because mind y'all, we getting drunk and we talking and we doing the most. We having him play beats so we could freestyle. We doing the most. Like, we really drunk as hell. And he just seemed normal. Like, so I'm like, girl, what if he's not drinking? And what if he getting us drunk so he could kidnap us and take us back to, you know, where he from? So she like, bitch, why the fuck would you say that? So I'm like, I don't know. I'm just thinking like, what if? And then I was like, and what if? I'm like, why do we keep coming right here? Mind y'all, not even remembering, duh, my car is parked right here. I'm like, why we keep coming back right here? I'm like, I low-key think his bitch work at this food place right here. And she was like, what? Y'all. I'm like, I think he got a bitch that work in there. So she was like, why would he have a girlfriend that works inside of this food place that he got to sit outside of? Mind you, the place that was in front of it was a food place, whatever, but it was like a burger place, but it's literally no tint on the windows. It's a place where you could sit down in there a little bit, but it's a fast food place. So it's not no drive-through or nothing like that, because it's downtown, like where the area is in. So it's like a walk up, you know, get your food. So she like, what did she see us? We're directly across from there. So I'm like, yeah, but when he told us to link, he said meet here, like at that place. So I'm over here drunk as hell. I'm like, I feel like he got a girlfriend at work up in there and he waiting for her to get off work and killing time. So she like, wouldn't she see him hanging out with us? I'm like, yeah, but we in a car. So, and she like, but we got out the car plenty of times to go to the taco truck to just be talking and stuff, and we'll get back in the car because he was in and out the car with his friend too. Like, we literally was chilling, like we in front of our house or something. So, but like I said, downtown, it's a lot of foot traffic, crazy people, regular people, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, but I really feel like, y'all, it was nothing in the world that could not tell me that. I remember I told this man, and he was dying laughing. He was like, why would I have a girlfriend and have you pull up to her job and kick it with you outside her job and get drunk with you? And I'm like, I don't know, shit. But I really felt like that. I'm like, nah, it's something fishy about this. I might watch. I'm about to say, let's go up in there. I just want to see, like, I want to see his reaction. It's something fishy about this. So she like, girl, don't ask that man that dumbass shit. So we in the car, we just talking. So he ended up coming back in the car, and we talking, we listening to music and stuff like that. Mind y'all, at this point, he did not tell me what exact city he lived in out here. He just said he lived in California too, like when I seen he was downtown. So I was like, y'all, me thirsty as hell. So I'm like, wait, where do you live? Like, you never said where you lived at. So he was like, oh, y'all trying to go to my house? So I'm like, looking at her like, this is when he kidnapped us. But she like, bitch. So she looking at me because I'm just smiling. So I'm like, nah, I just want to know where you live at. Like, what's it, like, you live near here? You live by here? Like, is it some reason you wanted to come in front of this food place? Like, I'm asking this question. So he was dying laughing. He like, oh, I live, and he said the city he live in. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Mind y'all, I've been to the city before because I have family that live there. But as an adult, I ain't never hung out in this city, turned up, went to no clubs, party in the city. So he said he lived in the city. Mind y'all, when we linked, it was probably like a Tuesday. So this is my thirsty self. I'm like, oh, I just seen somebody post a flyer, like post they was at a club or something out there. So I'm over here on Instagram trying to remember who the fuck was that, who was that. They put the location, right? And they had did a swipe, and it had, no, it wasn't a swipe. I think they put their location. So I'm looking, I'm trying to find it. So we talking, he talking to me, and I'm like trying to engage in the conversation, but I'm not paying attention. So he like, oh, he's like, you got a boyfriend or something? Like you like, not like that, but like, he like, you got a nigga, like, you know, cause I was in my phone like really trying to search and look, and I'm like, no, I'm just looking for something real quick. So he like, oh, okay. No, I was just asking, I'm just playing. So him and my sister, they talking, and she just like hitting him and shit. They laughing. I finally find where the place was at. So I start Googling it, and I'm like, look, I'm like, okay, this is like not too far from the city he live in. So why out of nowhere, I was like, you know what's crazy? And he was like, what's crazy? And he was like, why this Friday we about to go out there like to this other city that's close by the city he live in? I'm like, we finna go out there to go to this club. You ever heard of this club called? And then yeah, so I'm like, you ever heard of this club called? And I show him the club from the Google search or whatever. So he was like, oh yeah, I heard of that, like I've been there before or whatever. So I'm like, what? I'm like, we was going there this Friday. So he was like, oh, for real, y'all going there this Friday? So I'm like, yeah, like you could pull up. Like, mind you, I ain't never been to this place a day in my life. Like I said, I ain't never even hung out in the city. I don't know the vibes. I don't know shit about it. So, well, I know the city, but I ain't never been hanging out, like, been out there as an adult or no club, bars, nothing like that. So, he was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna pull up. That's right there. Like, I be over there, like, in that area a lot. Like, I be partying. He's like, you be partying in that area? I'm like, yeah, all the time. Look, my lying ass. I'm like, yeah, we always be over there. So, I was like, right, wasn't we going over there, going to that club this Friday? So, here come my sister drunk as hell. She gonna say, shit, if you want to go out this Friday, we could go out this Friday. So, I'm like, we was already going out this Friday. She's like, yeah, I mean, if you want to go out, we could go out this Friday. Shit, I'm down. Fuck it. Let's go out this Friday. Let's go out. And I'm like, we was already going out. Like, girl. But she drunk as hell. So, anyway, so he like, all right, but I could tell he was kind of catching on, like, girl, you was not going there. But so he just was like kind of laughing. So y'all, at this point, I'm like, I gotta pee. Me and my sister drunk as hell. He like, okay, well, probably y'all could go inside of the food place, y'all, across the street. And I'm like, nah, we ain't gonna go in there, y'all. I'm so dumb because I'm really thinking that this man got a, oh, I did not know I paused that. I'm so dumb because I'm really over here thinking this man got a whole girlfriend up in there. So I'm like, we not gonna go in there. So he like, where y'all gonna go then? Like, you know, he's like, y'all want me to drive y'all somewhere? So I was like, nope, we not going in there. So he was like, y'all should have seen, because mind y'all, like I said, me and her is drunk as fuck. And my sister at this time probably was on FaceTime with somebody. And we so drunk. And he asked me, I'm like, we not going in there. We not gonna go in there. So he like, okay, like y'all gonna go in the bar or something? So I was like, we gonna go pee in the parking lot. Y'all, I don't know what the fuck. So he like, okay, like, all right then. No, first before that, it was funny because he was like, when he was asking where he was gonna go before I said the parking lot, I was all like, he had a cup, like a gas station cup in there, and it was empty. So I was like, I'm about to hop in the back seat and I'm about to pee up in here. And he was like, okay, go ahead. And I was like, all right, I'm about to pee in the back seat. So my sister like, bitch, you not finna pee in this fucking car. And I was just dying laughing, like, I'm gonna do it. But I was just like, I'm just kidding. Like, and I was like, I'm just kidding. I wasn't gonna pee in your car. And he was like, I was kidding too. Like, I didn't expect you to be in the car. And I was really sitting there thinking like, damn, I'm kind of ruining it. I'm being weird. So we ended up getting out the car. We went to the parking lot. Me and her drunk as fuck. Oh my god, why we so drunk in the parking lot and I don't know how to squat. And mind y'all, like I said, when we started off this day, it was probably like, it was summertime, but you know the sun don't go down out here in the summertime until like 8 o'clock, 8 something. So it was probably like sun just went down. Y'all, why we in this open ass parking lot, y'all? Open ass parking lot. I don't know how to squat like that. When I squat, I gotta take my clothes off, because not like my shirt, but like I gotta take my full bottoms off because I just can't squat right. So y'all, while I'm over here bottom half fully naked, he ain't nowhere near y'all, I'm bottom half fully naked in the parking lot squatting. So my sister, she turned around and she was like, bitch, why the fuck are you naked? And we beside some cars. But when I thought about it, we was so drunk. It was an open alley behind us, and it was like crackheads and like smokers and shit just right there chilling. And I'm like, she was like, bitch, why the fuck? And I look, I said, oh my god, I'm like, hopefully they're not recording this. She like, bitch, they ain't got no fucking cell phones. And I was just weak, but I was like, oh my god, like, let me hurry up. And we ended up leaving back. And we went back to the car and we was just kicking it with him, y'all. That night, the whole rest of the night was crazy. But I'm going to go into when we went to the club, because that shit was crazy as hell too. So I was like, all right, I'm going to see you at the club, blah, 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 whatever. So we left. He ended up texting me. He was like, yeah, you're real cool, like, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, you are too. Like, I love your accent, my thirsty weird self. So it's that Friday now. So it's the day we going out, y'all. When I tell y'all I was hitting my sister up, like I said, it was like a Tuesday we linked with him. When I tell you, yeah, it was, because it was Taco Tuesday. But even though we was just really eating a whole bunch of tacos from that taco truck, that shit was fire as fuck, though. But anyway, so when I tell y'all, like, still to this day, I love that taco truck. Like, I'll be like, I need to find it. And I'll be so sad when it's not out there, because I don't know when to be out there, but it's like really random. So anyway, so yeah, we end up getting a whole bunch of tacos from that taco truck. So yeah, when I tell you that whole week, let me tell y'all how thirsty I am. When I seen him, I had curly hair. For that weekend, I said, oh, I'm changing my hair up. Oh, I'm coming honey blonde. I was like, I'm changing my hair up because I don't know, I just was like, his vibe was cool or whatever. But mind y'all, like I said, I wanted to be to myself, and I'm over here being thirsty about somebody. But anyway, which is like could be a good thing and a bad thing. And when I tell y'all more stories, because it's not a bad thing like on like his end, was more bad like on mine, because I was kind of like, I felt like doing too much at one point, but I'll tell y'all that anyway. But anyway, so yeah, when it came down to it, I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna wear. I told my sister, I'm like, I'm wearing heels. So she was like, girl, like, I don't think we have to wear heels at this place. It's not giving that. So I'm like, girl, I don't care what y'all wear, I'm wearing heels. Like, bitch, I want to look good. So anyway, so we ended up going. We went out there early, like probably was like 8 o'clock. We out bar hopping. It's a whole bunch of bars and shit. So we bar hopping. I hit him up like, hey, I'm out here. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna come out like a little later or whatever. And he was like, yeah, don't go to the club right now, like it's probably not gonna be popping or whatever. So I'm like, all right, we just gonna bar hop. So we getting drunk. When I tell y'all, because I don't know, like I was so nervous and I felt like I had to be drunk to loosen up, like to be me. So I'm over here, we getting drunk, we bar hopping, we getting faded, and he wasn't hitting me. It's probably like an hour and a half go by, and they hitting me like, girl, when are we gonna go to the other club? Like the bar was cool, but they like, when we gonna go to the club? Like he not here yet, like he taking too long. And I'm over here like not wanting to press him, but I'm thinking like, damn, he not coming. So I was like, all right, let's go. So we ended up standing in line to go to the club. The line was kind of long, and y'all, guess who ended up walking up and hugging me from the bike? I was like, it was him. So I was just like, oh my god, like I didn't think he was coming. So he like, why wouldn't I come? I told you I was coming out. So I'm like, oh, okay. So we ended up going to the front. He paid for us to get in or whatever, and then he went. I mean, he bought us, did he buy us a shot or he bought us drinks? I think he bought us drinks, and we just drinking, we having a good time. Mind y'all, like I said, I was already faded. We up in there, we lit. Like at this point, we already lit, because we was already, like I said, drinking and all this other stuff. So he in there, he's smoking with them or whatever. We end up going to like this outside, no, we was in there, yeah, we end up going to this outside little like VIP part, right? But the VIP part is like on the street, so it's like people could walk, it's not on the street, but it's like people that's walking by to come to get in the club, they could see you right there, but it's like security right there, and then all types of stuff. But like, so we outside with this little like VIP little area, just sitting down and stuff, and we drinking, we vibing, we just having a good time. And I would insert some videos, but I'm not, y'all. I was so drunk, I was doing the most stupidest shit. And when I tell y'all, he was just literally smiling at us and recording us. And he came by himself to the club, by the way, but he was smiling at us and recording us. And I'm thinking like, oh, we making a fool out of ourselves. I was so drunk. They had a grass wall. I'm putting my face on the wall, and I'm like, y'all, look at this. I was so drunk. I don't know what it was. He came over there because, mind y'all, like, we all just vibing and stuff. Like, I'll talk to him. Like, my sister talked to him. We all would talk to him and stuff and be cool, like, dancing and stuff. And then it's like, I don't know, it was just cool. Like, he wasn't giving, like, just there. Like, it was just cool. And plus, he knew people that worked at the club and shit like that. And he'd go and talk to people. Like, he knew people that was in the club and shit. So, we chilling. I don't know, we was sitting down chilling. And at this point, I was just trying to, like, feel better. He was like, you want me to go get you another drink? So, I'm like, all right, yeah, you can give me another drink. Y'all, when he came back with that drink, I'm sitting down. My sister over here dancing. They dancing. I'm just sitting down trying to, like, feel better. Like, whoo, like, get some fresh air. He came back. He set that drink down. Y'all, I don't know what the fuck happened. He sat next to me, and he was just like, you look good. Like, you look real good tonight. Like, I'm happy I came out. Like, we talking. And I'm like, right. Like, you look good, too. You look good. And he was just like, okay. Like, you know, I just kept saying it to him. So, I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, I really don't know what went from here to here. Why we just start kissing? Like, we literally making out like, like, we really just, y'all, I know, y'all probably like, bitch, what? Literally in the club. Well, we was in the little VIP part, but on the outer part, but we literally in there just going in at each other. My sister drunk as hell. She didn't even paying attention what's going on. Like, it was just crazy. We up in there, we just kissing. I don't know how that happened. So then we kissing, and I was like, oh, I need some water. And he was like, I'm gonna go get you, so I'm gonna get y'all some water, like, or whatever. He's like, I'll be right back. So when he left, I'm sitting there like, and I'm like, oh my god, y'all. So they end up sitting down. It's like, he gonna get us some water. So I'm like, oh my god, y'all, like, I low-key want to kiss him. So our sister-in-law was like, you did? I was like, no, I didn't. Like, y'all, but I'm drunk because I'm really trying to think, like, did I just kiss him or was I just staring at him, imagining myself kissing him? So she like, yes, she did. I'm like, for real? She's like, yeah, I seen you. I'm like, oh, she's like, oh. I'm like, what the fuck? So my sister like, bitch. Oh my god, y'all. It was crazy. So we drinking and stuff. We ended up going back in the inside because I had to use the bathroom. Like, we all had to pee. And it's crazy because it's a video of my sister and she literally dancing and she twerking on the ground. Mind you, me and him, I don't know why we in the club hugged up. And you could see us in the background. Like, he got, like, we standing facing in front of each other. And he, like, whispering in my ear. And my sister behind him and she, like, being funny, like, trying to twerk, like, behind him and stuff. And, like, trying to do the splits and shit. It was just, the video is funny, but I ain't gonna post it though. So, nah, I ain't gonna post it. So anyway, we in the club or whatever, and we kissing again. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I don't know what was in them drinks, man. Probably because we had a lot. Yeah, and I think we was mixing too. That was crazy. I don't know why I did that shit. But anyway, so we was like, we finna leave. So mind you, like I said, my sister, they drove together and I drove out there by myself or whatever. So I'm like, all right, he like, where you park at? Because he parked literally right in front of the club. And I was like, oh, I parked like around the corner and some shit. So he like, all right, let's walk sis and him to the car. And then I could take you to your car because I wasn't even parked by my sister. So he's like, all right, so we walked him to the car or whatever. And it's funny because now that I think back on it, when we was walking up to come to the bars and stuff like that, it was this man at the bus stop with a dress on, and he was all like something he was talking about. He was on the phone and he was like, yeah, I'm finna go to that nigga house and well, he said, I'm finna go to that nigga house and pinch his dick with some finger clippers. And we was like, what the fuck? I don't know why it just made me think about it when we was walking, like when I said we was walking back. It made me think about that. He really did said that. He was sitting there. And it's just crazy because he didn't look like, he didn't look like he would be wearing a dress. Like, he looked at like somebody's old dad, and he was wearing a dress with the cookout sandals, and it just didn't look right at all. Like, it just was throwing me off. And he was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go to his, I'm gonna go, but he was popping off some press on nails, and he's like, I'm gonna go to his house and pinch his dick with some fingernail clippers. And y'all, but anyway, so we walked him to the car. So now we walking back to his car. We over here hand in hand, but mind y'all, like, he said he'd be around here, so I'm thinking, like, he probably know people around here. Like, I probably would see, I probably wouldn't see nobody I know out there. So I'm like, like, dang, I'm really thinking, like, okay, because at this point, I don't know why it made me think to ask. So I was like, do you got a girlfriend? And he was like, no. Like, if I had a girlfriend, I wouldn't be just out here, like, with you in the club and doing all this. So I was like, oh, I just gotta make sure, like, so we walking. This is how drunk we was. We walked to his car, y'all. And I was like, let's just sit in your car for a minute. I'm like, because I need to sober up before I start driving back home. Because mind y'all, he don't live far from here, and I do. So he was like, oh, you straight? Like, you straight? Like, if you don't want to go home right now, like, let me know. And I was all like, oh, no, I'm not going to your house. Y'all, why I just say this as if he invited me? But he was just like, oh, no, like, I'm just trying to make sure you good or whatever. So I was like, no, I'm cool. Like, let's just chill. So we sit in the back seat. We just sit in the car. We start kissing and stuff again. We just making out. So the next thing we just are sitting there talking, and he was like, what the fuck? And I was like, what? So I'm thinking, like, oh, why I let them leave? This man crazy. Because he was like, what the fuck? He was like, oh, hell no. What the fuck? Oh, hell no. So I'm just sitting there like, what did I do? Like, what the fuck did I do? So I'm like, what's going on? Like, what did I do? So he's like, man, what the fuck? And he got out the car. He like, man, when the fuck did this happen? So I get out the car and I'm like, what's going on? Because I'm thinking like, did I bite him? Like, what the fuck happened just now? So he like, man, so I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? Because he cussing, he yelling, sound like little Boosie. Y'all, all right, anyway. So he cussing and yelling and stuff. And I'm like, what happened? Like, you know, he like, somebody bust my window out. Somebody bust his back window out. And I was like, oh, mind you, we was so drunk. We literally was in the car for like a good 20 minutes and did not notice that shit. So I'm like, did they just bust it out? Because this how faded. I'm like, did they just bust it when we was in the car? So he like, nah, baby. Like, they didn't just bust the window out. Because he looking at me like, girl, you fucking dumb. When do you hear it? He didn't say that to me, but I feel like that's what he was thinking. So he like, nah, nobody didn't just bust the window. I don't know when they bust out. He's like, they probably bust out when we was in the club. So he like, man, I'm so fucking mad right now. He's like, let me check. So he started checking his car. Like, did anybody like go through his shit and like steal anything? Y'all, I don't know what the fuck happened. I was just dying laughing. I'm over here turning around. I'm like trying not to laugh out loud because I'm like, oh my God, he's so mad right now. And I don't know why I find it so funny. Like, I didn't find it funny that his car got busted, his window got busted or broken into. I think it was just more me being drunk. And I don't know, like, I be thinking of stupid shit in my head. So it was like really a wrong time, y'all. Because I'm over here trying to turn away. Cause I'm like, I don't want to laugh. He still got to drive me to my car that's like some blocks away. So I'm over here like, oh my God, that's so crazy. When do you think it happened? Like, you know, he like, when we was in the club. But he like not, he seemed irritated, but like not like annoyed with me, but like the situation. He's like, when we was in the club. So I'm sitting there, and this is me putting two and two together again. So I'm like, maybe somebody seen us. Because mind y'all, like I said, the VIP part was outside. So I'm like, maybe somebody seen us. He's like, maybe somebody like, who seen us? Like, what are you talking about? He was like, I'm like, maybe somebody seen us when we was outside the club, like talking and kissing and stuff. Like, maybe somebody seen us. So he like, how would they know what car I drive? Like, you know, at this point now, he kind of like calming down, but he confused as hell. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So he like, how would they know what car I drive? I'm like, cause your car was in front of the club. Mind y'all, now that I think about it, how the fuck? Okay, hold on. What? I think, okay, wait, did he move his car? Okay, wait, his car was in front of the club, but it was on the other side of the club. And at this point, when we got in his car, we kind of like pulled up a little bit more because we wasn't exactly in front of the club. But how we didn't notice the fucking window, I don't know. And when the fuck did his windows? They must have bipped it, because wouldn't we have heard it? And there's people in the club, or maybe somebody drunk. Yeah, that's what I assumed after my other assumptions went away, because I'm like, maybe somebody was drunk, you know, because a lot of times down there, one time I was down there drunk and this man started beating his girlfriend with a bat, and it was crazy, and I was like, oh my God, this is really crazy down here. But like, yeah, maybe somebody was drunk and like hit the window, like something like that. But I wasn't thinking at this point. I'm like, yeah, somebody must have seen us. So I'm like, he like, I did park in front of the club. And mind y'all, he got jewelry on and shit. So he like, I did park in front of the club. They probably see me hop out the car. He's like, you right. Somebody probably did see us. And I'm like, no, I don't think somebody seen us like that. So he like, what are you saying? I said, maybe like somebody seen us. And I'm like, remember where we met up at downtown? So he like, yeah. Now he's really confused as hell, because mind y'all, we ain't nowhere even near downtown LA. Like, we in a whole different city, like damn near 2 hours away. So he like, yeah, like not even 2 hours, like an hour and some change. I'm dragging it. It's like an hour, but with traffic could be 2. But anyway, so he like, yeah. I'm like, maybe it was like a girl that seen us. He's like, so a girl from downtown LA seen us tonight and bust my windows out. Y'all, I swear, we really was having like, it was really like a blonde moment. But like, he's so confused because he's trying to figure out like, what the fuck are you talking about? But he's like really confused, like talking to me, and I'm just like, yeah, like maybe, because I didn't want to say maybe your girlfriend that worked at the food place that you had us meet at you outside of came over here and bust your windows because she seen you outside the club with me kissing. Like, I was really wanted to say that, but I'm like, I don't want to sound crazy. But y'all, me having this conversation with him was sounding real crazy when I thought about it. Like, when I repeated to my sister, she was like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was really like, yeah, like maybe a girl from that food place seen us. I'm just saying it was Shake Shack. I'm like, because it's just hard not to say. So I'm like, maybe a girl from Shake Shack seen us. He's like, why would a Shake Shack worker break my window? I'm like, he's like, how would they know we was here? I'm like, maybe it's a girl, maybe you know her. He was like, nah. So he drunk. He's like, I think it was them. Y'all, he pointed to a random car with people just sitting in the car. He's like, I think it was them. So he was like, I'm about to go see what's up. So I'm like, what the fuck? No, you're not. Because I'm like, wait. Why would they bust your windows out and just be sitting there? Like, now you not making sense, even though neither one of us was making sense. So I'm like, no, calm down. So I'm over here trying to calm him down. He mad. He like, man, I'm gonna get it fixed. It's not a problem, but it's still irritating. Like, niggas trying to try me, da-da-da-da. So I'm like, no, you good. Just calm down. I just feel like it really was somebody from Shake Shack. Y'all, I'm over here. And he just looking at me, and he just started laughing. Like, he just started smiling and laughing. And I'm like, see, like, you know, like, maybe you should just ask, like, you know, ask Shake Shack if they bust your windows. And he like, I'm okay. He's like, all right, baby, okay. And I'm over here like, yeah, because I think that's what happened. Yeah, I think that's what happened. So at that very moment, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I was like, oh, I got him. I felt real confident because I'm like, he was just mad. Y'all should have seen how mad turned up he was. And he just started smiling. I was like, oh, I'm like, I gotta get Shake Shack out the picture because I like him. Y'all, Shake Shack. But anyway, yeah, so that happened or whatever. And it's crazy because later I did start to think like, yeah, it was probably somebody drunk or whatever that busted the window. But it took me a long time to get that Shake Shack theory out of my head. I promise y'all, it took so long because it would be times where it'd be like we going somewhere or whatever, or like we going to like somewhere in that area, and like I said, it was a parking lot right there. So it would be like, let's meet at Shake Shack. And it would be like, y'all, I don't know. So I always thought like, his girlfriend, he gotta check in with her first. But then I started to think about it, and I was like, you know what, Symone, you sound dumb as fuck. And I even said it to him. He was just like, so that whole time he was telling me that I had a girlfriend at Shake Shack that busted my window, I really, for the longest, I ain't even gonna lie, I ain't gonna hold y'all, I really felt like it was somebody, like maybe, because he said he'd be out there a lot, so I just assumed like maybe he'd be at the club with girls. But he was like, no, I don't be here like with females and stuff. And I just thought that maybe he'd be at the club with, like, or something like that, or a girl seen us and was like, oh, this nigga got me fucked up. And instead of pressing, she seen his car and bust the window. That's what I thought. Like, I was just thinking that. And I just so happened to think it was Shake Shack because I was like, this imaginary girl, Shake Shack, bust the window. I really thought that for the longest. I used to say that like time later, like, remember we went out to the club? I still think that somebody seen me. And he's like, who? Like, who? Like, he's like, let this theory go, y'all. It was just so funny. But yeah, that's how we met. It was just crazy because after that, after us meeting in that time, oh my God, when I say things went off like a rocket, it moved so fast. And like I said, it could be a good and bad thing, but not like bad, like not like the past people I told y'all about bad, like not bad like that. But it could be a good and a bad thing because it's like I said, I was to myself, and then I felt like, oh, like I want you to be my husband tomorrow. Like I felt like I was moving too fast, and it was just like, I don't know, it was weird. But it was really more on my end. I was taking stuff, I ain't even gonna lie, it was me. I was taking stuff from like my previous situations and kind of like putting those insecurities onto him, and like expecting him to be something. It's like, wait, we're just friends. Like, we're not even on that level at this point. But like, y'all, I don't know, it was a lot. But I'm like, I wanted to tell y'all that story because I was really just thinking about it, and I was just like, it's just so funny how like things happen. Oh yeah, this is why I tell y'all when I said I really was a big believer on everything happened for a reason. Like the universe brung us together or put us together at that time. Because y'all, when I was thinking about it, I'm like, I would have never been in Vegas if old girl would never got me sick. And mind y'all, me going outside that weekend, I had not did that in months. Like, it was so random, and it was my idea. Like, it was random as hell, and it was my idea. And I was like, hey, let's go out this weekend. Like, I want to just be outside. I want to do this. It was so random. And it's like, even from after Friday, we had fun, but I didn't want to do it. I was like really pushing myself. And who's to know? Because on Friday, nobody got sick. It was just like nobody else got sick. And like I said, she was with us the whole weekend. And Friday, Saturday was a lot of people. Just Sunday was me and her. So it was like nobody else got sick but me. I wouldn't have been able to go to Vegas. Y'all see where we going with this? Because like I said, me and him was already following each other, but we never came across. He didn't even, when I was saying it to him, he was like, I don't even remember following you neither. Like, I don't know how long we've been following each other. He's like, your page literally never, like, I'd never seen your page before. When I seen that picture of you, I was just like, oh, she's pretty. Like, you know, and she's in Vegas, and I'm literally right here. So I'm like, I really was feeling connections, y'all. I'm like, see, it was meant for her to get me sick so I could get the time off from work so I could go to Vegas. And then I'm like, even with the picture with the person in the background had the same shirt on. And I didn't even like the picture. I just posted it to show that I was in Vegas. Because I was thirsty. And I want people to know I was in Vegas. But, yeah. I was really like, oh my God. this is connected. I be sounding crazy as hell. I be feeling like I be sounding crazy, but when I was telling him that shit, he used to really be giving it and shit too. So I'm like, shit, if you don't mind me sounding crazy, then listen to these theories with me. But except the Shake Shack theory with the window busting, he didn't give in to that one. But anyway, but that's it for the story. I just want to tell y'all it. Y'all, I'm gonna come back a little better, but I do got a lot of like family stuff that's going on too, so that is a reason why I've been like holding off. But for sure I am gonna give y'all another story time this week. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys so much. But I can tell y'all more stories about Florida, most definitely. But y'all, because things got a little crazy. Y'all know when I think about it, things didn't get a little crazy. It got a lot crazy, but it was me this time. Oh, I have to tell y'all, not crazy in a bad way. Y'all probably like, girl, what the fuck is you talking about? Not crazy in a bad way, but it was crazy like, and it's just crazy because it's a lot of the crazy stuff that happened. It was like stuff I had to tell him, like we all vowed not to talk about this, me and my friends, but I gotta tell you a secret. But I'm like, you always just so happen to be like never witnessed these things that happen. Like, it was just so weird. But like, anyway, that's it for this story time, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all another story. My next story that I'm gonna tell y'all, I really think that I'm gonna tell y'all the one for my 18th birthday. Remember I used to always mention it, how I got like roof on my birthday party. But yeah, I'll tell y'all that story. I was gonna tell y'all that this one today, but then it was like when I started to like sit down and tell it, I was like, oh, I don't really want to talk about that right now. But yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all that one because it's a reason why. Like, it's a girl I want to talk about, and she's in that story, so it was like I want to talk about it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You already know what we do because I love y'all so much. Don't forget to follow me on my social medias to list down below.